Exactly, and which is part of your area of brilliant expertise. Religious affiliation, David. Like to guide us through that?
Yes. Well, again, what you see here is that the proportions of atheists and agnostics are under 50% in all three countries, and you see very similar in France and lower in Germany. And so again, this sends the message that that under 50%, less than a majority of scientists, at least in this survey, are atheist and agnostic. And you'll see in, in agnostics, the highest figure in the UK, if you break that figure down, and atheists in France. Again, this is a cultural thing that if you're not a Catholic in France, you're much more likely to be an atheist because there's a polarization within society. And then Germany was higher church attendance, which correlates with the lower atheist and agnostic figure. So 49% is very high. That's semi-regular, not every week, but semi-regular church attendance. And then if religion and spirituality are important to your life, the UK has the highest figure, which is just about a third, and France and Germany a quarter. And so that's also an interesting finding. And then this spiritual but not religious, SBNR, I was surprised to see that figure as low as it was. I thought it might be higher than 14 and sort of the average of 13% overall. So yeah.
Yeah, do you draw any conclusion out of that? That you were expecting perhaps these figures to be reversed. You were expecting more people to declare themselves spiritual but not religious. But we seem to have the reverse effect going on. More people are declaring themselves religious or having some form of religious affiliation and church attendance. As
Yes, I mean
opposed
the thing is that there's 44 pages of 44 sheets of data here, and so there's an enormous amount of detail that one can't summarize onto a slide like this. Um, and that one of the things that comes out is the and this is consistent with other surveys is the higher prevalence of spirituality and religion among women and than among men. And so that's a general finding. Ollie Robinson, who is a psychologist at Greenwich University, and he presented a paper to the annual meeting in Plymouth, where he looked specifically at these gender effects and compared them with other surveys.